Hello students, in this video we will understand classification of accounts and debit and credit rules. First of all, there are three types of accounts. First type is a personal account, then second type is real accounts, and third type is nominal account. Now let's understand what do you exactly mean by a personal account. In accounting, personal accounts represent transactions with individuals or entities. So these individuals may be natural person. So as in these are the people such as customers, suppliers, employees or owners. For example, if I am starting a business, then Amrita's account, or you can say if XYZ is my vendor, then XYZ's account is also a natural person. Now, after that, whenever I am depositing some salary to my employee, then salaries account is also a natural person account because I am giving this salary to my employees. Then second category under this personal account is artificial persons. So artificial persons, these are basically entities created by law, and these are just treated like separate individuals for accounting purpose. For example, bank account, capital account or personal drawing account. Now, for all these personal account, what is the rule is debit the receiver and credit the giver. Debit the receiver as in when the person is receiving something, when the person is gaining some amount, at the time it has to be debited, and the person who is giving something, that has to be credited. For example, when goods are sold on credit to Krishna. So now here goods are sold on credit to Krishna. So which account is gaining, that is who is the receiver here? Krishna is the receiver. That's why we have to debit Krishna's account, which who is a receiver, and now goods are getting sold. So which is the transaction? That is sales is the transaction. So we have to credit the sales account. Similarly, there is one more example. When the cash is received from Gopal. So cash is received from Gopal. So which account is increased? Which account is gaining? Cash account is gaining. That's why debit the cash account. And who is giving the cash? Gopal is giving the cash. That's why Gopal's account is to be credited. This is for the personal account. Now let's say in case of real accounts. Now what do you mean by real accounts? So real accounts are basically real accounts are basically related to the transactions. Now, which all types of real accounts are there? Cash account, furniture account, building account, machinery account. So these are not the persons, but these are the real accounts on which amount is getting spent. Now, in case of these real accounts, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. That's why whenever there is increase in any asset, it has to be debited, and whenever there is some decrease in the asset, it has to be credited. Now, for example, if I purchase some furniture, so if furniture is purchased for cash, then in which asset there is an increase? Furniture is increased. That's why debit the furniture account, and furniture is purchased against cash. So cash account is credited. Another example is when machinery is sold for cash. Machinery is sold for cash. So which account is increased? Cash is increased. Hence cash is to be debited and machinery is to be credited. Now the third type of account is a nominal account. Nominal accounts are associated with the transactions involving expenses, losses, incomes and gains. See, real accounts were related to the transactions, and nominal accounts are related to the transactions involving expenses, losses, incomes and gains. And here these are the transactions involving assets and properties are real accounts, and transactions related to expense, loss, income and gain are nominal accounts. So for example, now salary. Salary is your expense, rent is your expense, income or commission is your purchase, is again your some kind of expense, commission is your gain, interest is also your gain. So that's why these are the examples of nominal account. Now, in case of nominal account, you have to debit all the you have to debit all the expenses and losses and credit all the incomes and gains. So whenever there is an increase in expense or loss, then it is to be debited, and whenever there is an increase in income or gain, it has to be credited. So for example, when the salaries are paid, now obviously for salaries, cash, you will pay the salaries with cash. So salaries are paid. Salary is your expense. That's why salary account is to be debited and cash account is credited. But when interest is received, so interest is received, that means what will increase? Your cash will increase. So cash account is debited and interest account is credited. So just in the tabular form, let's say there are three different types: personal accounts, real accounts and nominal accounts. So personal accounts represent transactions with real people or real entities. Real accounts represents assets and properties owned by the business, and nominal accounts represents expenses, losses, incomes and gains. So in case of personal account, you have to debit the receiver and credit the giver. In case of real accounts, what comes in, that is whenever there is an increase in the asset, it has to be debited, and what goes out, that is whenever there is a decrease in the asset, it has to be credited. And in case of nominal account, all the expenses and losses are debited and all the incomes and gains are credited. Now there is first example and we'll try to solve this example. So first example asks us journalize the following example. So let's prepare a journal. First of all, let's say we'll give heading. We'll prepare a table with 5 columns. First column is date. Then we have particulars, ledger folio number, then debit amount and then credit amount. So let's say this is our table. These are your headings. Okay. Now, what is the first entry? First entry is journalize the following transactions. So this is our table is ready now. So the first example, journalize the following transactions in the books of Mr. Shrikant. 2015 Jan 1, business started with rupees 10,000. Now, this is the date column. So in this date column, let's say this is our first entry and then we'll enter date. Now, on this date, Mr. Shrikant has started his business with rupees 10,000. Now, Mr. Shrikant has started his business with rupees 10,000. So, cash account is to be debited. Now, cash account is debited for 10,000 and which account is credited? To capital account. So here, whatever is the cash he is having, that cash he is using that cash from his capital. So cash account, so from his capital his cash is getting debited. So he is having that cash in his hand That's why cash account, that means cash in his hand is increased from the capital. That's why cash is to be debited and capital account is to be credited. Now the second transaction is out of this cash, cash deposited in the bank rupees 5,000. So which account is increased? That is bank account is debited now. So I will write bank account debited with 5,000 and this 5,000 is used from cash. So to cash account credited 5,000. This is on 2nd of Jan. Now the next transaction is he has purchased rupees 3,000. So let's say on January 5 he has made purchase of rupees 3,000. So which account is to be debited? Purchase account is to be debited by rupees 3,000. Now this is again for this purchase he will utilize his cash. That's why cash account is to be credited. Now the next transaction is sales on 8th of Jan, sales of rupees 4,000. So this is on 8th of Jan. Now sales of rupees 4,000. That means what will increase? His cash will increase. That's why cash account is to be debited for 4,000 rupees and this amount is received from what? That is cash from sales. So to sales account 4,000. And the last transaction is on 10th of Jan. Cash withdrawn from the bank is rupees 1,000. So which account is debited? That is cash account is debited. This 1,000 rupees and from where he has withdrawn? That is bank account. So to bank account so let's say in this problem we'll quickly revise what is to be done. The first entry is he has started his business with 10,000. So from the capital account now his cash is debited for rupees 10,000. Then he has deposited the cash in the bank for 5,000. That's why bank account is debited and cash account is credited. Then he had made a purchase of rupees 3,000. Purchase of rupees 3,000, that means his cash will decrease. That's why cash account is credited and purchase account is debited. Then sales of rupees 4,000, he will receive this cash. That means his cash will increase. That's why cash account is debited and sales account is credited. And the last entry is cash withdrawn from the bank is 1,000. So bank account will be credited by 1,000 and cash will increase. That's why cash account is debited for 1,000. So I hope you have understood this ledger entry. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment box. Let's move to second example. Journalize the following entries. Now there are few printing mistakes in this problem. So you have to rectify those numbers before solving this problem. So January 3 the transaction says goods purchased for cash for rupees 5,000. January 5 entry says goods purchased from Mr. Sandeep for rupees 3,000. January 7 says goods sold for cash rupees 7,000 and January 10 goods sold to Prakash rupees 1,000. Now let's try to solve this problem. So for the first entry, Mr. Shrikant started a business with cash of rupees 80,000. So here also Mr. Shrikant started a business with rupees 10,000. So now here instead of in second problem, Mr. Shrikant has started a business with rupees 80,000. So 80,000 cash now he is having. That's why 80,000 is to be cash account is debited and his capital account is credited. Then on 3rd of Jan, goods purchased for cash rupees 5,000. So now goods purchased for cash. So which account will be credited? So which account? So cash account will be surely credited by 5,000 rupees. And now goods purchase. So purchase account is to be debited. For rupees 5,000. So which the account which is increased, that is debited, and the account which is decreased, that is to be credited. Then on Jan 5, goods purchased from Mr. Sandeep for rupees 3,000. Goods purchased from Mr. Sandeep. So now which account will be debited? So again purchase account will be debited, that is for rupees 3,000, and now these goods are purchased from Mr. Sandeep. So Mr. Sandeep account is to be credited for rupees 3,000. Then on January 7, what is to be done? That is goods sold for cash. Now goods are sold for cash. So cash account will be debited because cash will increase now. So cash account is debited for rupees 7,000, and from where this 7,000 rupees came? That is sales account. So sales account is to be credited by 7,000 rupees. Then on January 10, what he has done? Goods sold to Prakash for rupees 1,000. Now goods are sold to Prakash. So whose account is to be increased? That is Prakash. So Prakash account is to be debited by 1,000, and these goods are sold to Prakash. So again sales account is credited. Now on January 12, cash is paid to Ramkrishna by rupees 3,000. So which account will be decreased now? Cash account will be decreased by 3,000. So cash account is credited, and whose account this cash is deposited to? Whose account? That is Ramakrishna account. 3,000 rupees is debited. Now next on January 21, he has paid wages of rupees 1,500. So wages account is to be debited 1,500, and this is paid from cash. So which account is credited? That is cash account is credited by 1,500. Then on January 25, he has purchased furniture from Shravan for cash. Purchased furniture from Shravan for cash. So which account is to be increased? That is debited. That is furniture account is to be debited. What is the amount? That is 5,000 rupees, and this furniture is purchased by cash. Now here just from Shravan is just the entry which is given, but it is paid via cash. That's why we will make an entry of cash only and not as a Shravan. Then on January 28, he is paid rent. So rent account will increase, that is rent account will be debited by 5,000 rupees, and this rent is again paid from cash. That's why cash account is credited. Then interest received. Interest received. So interest will be received in the form of cash. That's why cash account is debited 2000 rupees and interest account is credited by 2000 rupees. And then the last entry is on January 31. He has paid the salary. So similar to wages. Now here just it would be salaries. That is 4000 rupees he has paid, and he has paid this 4000 rupees from the cash. So 4000 rupees cash is credited. Sorry, I forgot this entry. So on January 15, he has received cash from Kamlakar. So cash account will be debited by 10,000 rupees, and this cash is received from Kamlakar. So his account is credited. So we'll quickly revise this problem. Shrikant started a business with cash rupees 80,000. So cash account is debited. Cash account will be increased by 80,000 to capital account 80,000. Now on January 3, goods purchased for cash rupees 5,000. So which account will be increased? Purchase account will be increased for 5,000, and this purchase is made from cash. That's why cash account is to be credited. Then goods purchased from Mr. Sandeep. So purchase account is debited and Sandeep account is credited by 3000. Then goods sold for cash. Goods sold for cash, that's why cash will be debited by 7000 and sales account is credited by 7000. Then on January 10, goods sold to Prakash by 1000. Goods sold to Prakash. So Prakash account is debited for 1000 rupees, and this transaction happened via sales. That's why sales account is credited by 1000 rupees. Then on January 12, Ramkrishna Then on January 12, Ramkrishna's account Then on January 12, cash is paid to Ramkrishna for rupees 3000. So Ramkrishna's account is debit by 3000 and cash will be decreased. That's why cash is credited by 3000. Then on Jan 15, cash received from Kamlakar 10,000. So cash account is debited by 10,000 and Kamlakar account is credited by 10,000. Then on January 21, paid for wages rupees 1500. So wages account by wage account is debited by 1500 rupees, and these wages are paid by cash. So cash account will be decreased. So cash account will be credited by 1500 rupees. Purchase furniture from Shravan for cash rupees 5,000. So furniture account debited 5,000 and this is purchased against cash. That's why cash account credited by 5,000. Now here Shravan account is not used because it's specifically given for cash. If it's for cash is not given, then we would have credited to Shravan account. Now on January 28, paid the rent of rupees 5,000. So rent account is debited and cash account is credited. Then on January 30th, interest is received rupees 2,000. So in cash account, by interest your cash will increase. So cash account is debited and interest account is credited by 2,000. And on January 31, paid salaries 4,000. So salary account is debited and cash account is credited by 4,000. So I hope you have understood this second problem now. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment box. We will move to next problem. Journalize the transactions given below in the books of Prakash. So few transactions are given, date 2008, particulars, and these are the books of Prakash. So now we will create the journal entries in the books of Prakash for the year ending 30th June 2008. Okay, so now for the first date, that is for January 1, Prakash commenced the business with rupees 30,000. Prakash commenced the business with rupees 30,000. So on January 1, Prakash started his business with rupees 30,000. That's why cash account is debited and capital account is credited. So for your understanding, I will just highlight these entries, and once we are done, we will. So this entry we have made. Okay. Now, what is the second entry, that is on January 2? Cash sales of rupees 4,000. This is a cash sales. So cash will increase by rupees 4,000, and this cash is increased via sales to sales account is 4,000. So this second entry is also done. Now on the 4th of Jan, he bought machinery for rupees 15,000. So which account is increased, which asset is increased, that is machinery asset is increased. So machinery account is debited for rupees 15,000, and this machinery is paid by cash. So to cash account, that is 15,000. Then on 7th, sold goods to Raju rupees 10,000. Sold goods to Raju. So whose account is to be debited? That is Raju's account is to be debited. How much? That is 10,000, and this transaction is happened via sales. So to sales account 10,000. Then on 9th, he purchased goods from Raman rupees 8,000. Now he has purchased. So which account it will increase now? That is purchase account is to be debited for rupees 8,000, and he has purchased them from Raman, or so Raman account. So you have to specify this to Raman account 8,000. Now on 10th, goods returned by Raju rupees 5,000. Now try to understand this. These are the goods returned by Raju. So this is which account? That is purchase return account. So we will write purchase return account will be increased now by 5,000. Goods returned by Raju rupees 5,000. Now who has returned the goods? That is Raju. So Raju's account will be credited, and this is the goods which we have sold initially to Raju. Now he has returned them. That's why it is sales return account is to be debited by 5,000 rupees. Got it? Goods which were initially sold, those goods are now returned. That's why it is a sales return account. Now on 12th of Jan, paid for stationery rupees 10,000. So stationery account is to be debited. Sorry, it's 1,000 and he has paid by cash. So to cash account or to cash is 1,000. Then carriage expense rupees 500 on 14th. So similar to this, it would be now rather than stationery, this would be carriage account debited by 500 rupees and cash account is credited by 500 rupees. 500, sorry. Now on 15th, bought furniture for proprietor's residence and paid cash for rupees 7,000. So the payment is made via cash. So which account will be credited now? That is cash account. Bought furniture for proprietor's residence. So it need not be it is not a furniture account because this furniture is not purchased for the business, rather it is purchased for proprietor's residence. That means it is for his personal drawing. That's why drawing account is to be debited by 7,000 rupees from the cash of the business, which is credit transaction for 7,000 rupees. Now on 17th, he has sold goods to Krishna for cash rupees 3,000. Sold goods to Krishna. So whose account is to be debited? He has sold goods to Krishna for cash, as in he has collected cash. Although the name is given by for Krishna, but he has received the cash. So cash account is to be debited by how much? That is 3,000 rupees, and this amount he is received by sales transactions. So 3,000 rupees. Now on 22nd, he has received a discount of rupees 800. He has received a discount. He has received a discount. That means he has received that cash. So the cash account is debited. And what is this? This is via discount. So discount account is credited by 800 rupees. Now paid wages rupees 1,200. So I will just copy this one. So on 24 he has paid wages of rupees 1,200. Now on 24th he has paid wages of rupees 1,200. So wages account is to be debited by 1,200 and this payment is done via cash. So cash account is credited. Now on 25 he has deposited cash 10,000 to the bank. So bank account is to be debited by 10,000 and cash account will be credited by 10,000. And there is a last entry on 30th of Jan, that is goods returned to Raman rupees 2,000. Now here initially Raman, that is purchase account, initially Raman purchased goods from Raman 8,000 rupees. So that was purchase account debited and Raman account credited. Out of those 8,000 rupees goods returned to Raman 2,000. So let's say out of those 8,000 rupees goods which we had this Prakash has purchased, now he is returning those 2,000 rupees worth goods to Raman. So that is a purchase return entry now. So which account will be credited? That is to purchase return account will be credited worth rupees 2000, and these goods are returned to Raman, debited 2000. So this is how we have completed all the journal entries. Now you can just give proper formatting to this table. So I hope you have understood this third problem of journal entries. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment box. Now in this video, we have seen 3 problems based on journal entries. In our next video, we will see how to create ledger accounts from these journal entries. Thank you.